Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ankita Biswas. Welcome once again. Please hit the subscribe button below and join the family. I would love to have you here. So for today's video, I wanted to do a sweat-proof makeup look. I know I'm pretty late in the game because summers are almost gone, but the past week has been crazy where I live. It is super humid and very hot. So I thought, why not just hop on the train and just do it? You can always refer back to this video and use the tips and tricks that I give you here. So without further ado, let's begin the video. First thing first, let's address my skin. It's in a very bad state right now and I can't do much about it because it's that time of the month. So we'll just ignore all the acne and the acne scars. Like, I have really poked the hell out of them, so they have left very bad marks. When it comes to a sweat-proof makeup, the products that you use makes a huge difference. Try and use as many waterproof or sweat-proof makeup that you can, and there are a lot available. If you're looking for a drugstore option, Catrice Cosmetics carries a lot of good quality waterproof and sweat-proof makeup. So now coming back to my skin type, I sweat the hell out of my face. Like, I sweat off everything. No matter how much ever waterproof or sweatproof makeup I use, it is eventually going to melt off, and I can't do much about it because that's how my skin type is. Like, I really sweat a lot, especially on my face. This case can be different for different people. There are a lot of people who sweats in general but not as much on their face, and for that I would highly recommend using powder products. However, if you are like me, the sweaty girl like me, I would strongly advise you to use cream products instead of powders, because when you start sweating off or melting off your makeup, cream products will tend to melt down naturally versus powder products. Powder products might leave streaks of those sweats. I hope I'm making sense. So I will be using a mix of both powder and cream products, but yeah, mostly cream products. The main trick or tip for a sweat-proof makeup is to use less products. Don't cake up or layer up a lot of products. I personally prefer tinted moisturizer because it is more breathable and looks more natural. But if you love full coverage foundation, I would highly recommend the Shiseido Synchro Skin Finish Foundation. That is a really good full coverage foundation that stays put through extreme heat. I have personally tried and tested, but for me, I always gravitate towards tinted moisturizer, and that's what I'm going to use. So I have been testing out this particular tinted moisturizer for 2 weeks now and I really love it. Like, last week I was out all day and the weather was really hot and humid, and it really held very well on my face. So I really love this tinted moisturizer. Second thing is, primer plays a very important role again when it comes to a sweat-proof makeup. You need to use a primer which will mattify your pores or the T-zone, but at the same time it is hydrating enough, because if it isn't a hydrating primer, your skin will start secreting the natural oils to provide that hydration, and those oil will break down your makeup further. This Rare Beauty primer, this is the pore diffusing primer. This primer is like really good, really good. So I'll take just this much and apply it all over my face. So let your primer sit in for a few seconds, like let the skin absorb it well, and then go with your base product. So now the tinted moisturizer that I was talking about is the YSL new tinted moisturizer. It's the Bare Look tint. Rest is written in French. I can't pronounce it. So I've been testing it, as I said, like for 2 weeks, and I really love it. I'm in the shade 12, which is slightly dark, but since the color of my chest and shoulder or face is different, like it's way darker, so I can make it work. Plus it's a tinted moisturizer, so usually it just blends in with the complexion. So I'll take just very less amount. Again, this goes a long way. It is a tinted moisturizer, but the texture, like you see, is quite thick. I wouldn't say very thick. It's like a creamy texture, which isn't very watery. I'll start again using my fingers and do the same thing as I do with all my base products. Another thing to note about this particular tinted moisturizer is that it has a very strong fragrance. It doesn't linger for a long time, but it does. So if you are sensitive towards fragrant products, you might want to stay away from this. I'll start again blending it with my fingers. So if you see, the shade matches pretty well with my shoulders. So yeah, it works fine actually. I will spot conceal with my concealer rather than applying more layers all over my face. And again, let it sit for some time. Let your skin soak in the product before going in with your concealer. Now for concealer, I highly recommend this concealer, which is the NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer. It's in the shade medium 1.5, which is macadamia. A very good concealer if you sweat a lot. Like, this is a matte concealer, but it doesn't make your under eyes look too heavy. Gives a very good coverage and stays put a very long time. Like, this doesn't budge. So I'll take my beauty sponge. This one is from Morphe, and just dip in directly into the pot and conceal. See the coverage? I mean, I'm sure you know it by now. Like, this is a really good concealer, and if you didn't, it is. Again, don't take a lot of product. Like, take very less and very gently dab it under your eyes. So now I'll slightly spot conceal. That's for the base. If you don't have a lot of acne scars or uneven skin tone, you can skip the tinted moisturizer. I mean, that's a more better way towards achieving that sweat proof makeup, because lesser the products, less you melt off. So now I'll again stick to cream products as much as I can. So for bronzer, I'm using this Fenty Beauty matte stick. It's in the shade Mocha. Very old product, very good product, because it again stays for a very long time, and I have used it for years now. So I'll contour and bronze the usual areas. Take a stippling brush. This one is a dual fiber brush from ELF, and start just pushing the product in. See, this beautifully melts into the skin. Like, just push it very gently. But before highlighter, I want to set my under eye, and for that I'm using my ride or die for the season, which is the Catrice Prime and Fine Luminizing Powder, waterproof one, and it's in the shade Radiant Beige. So this Catrice also carries a matte version of it, but I like the Radiant one because it sets my face without making it look powdery, and it gives that glow. This is a really good powder, and I have spoken about it quite a lot. This has been a savior for me. Sticking to cream products or liquid products, for the highlighter, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo highlighter in the shade Goddess Glow. And take the sponge and gently press it into the skin. Whatever is there, I'll take it under my brow bone as well. I mean, I could have avoided a highlighter considering the amount of acne or texture I have on my skin right now, but that's okay. Tell me, do you have any particular tip or trick for a sweat proof makeup? I would love to hear them. Trust me, guys, When I say I sweat extremely, especially on my face, I'm not even kidding. So any tip or advice that might be helpful, please leave it in the comments below. One thing about this highlighter is that it dries down pretty quick. Do it one side at a time, but it blends beautifully. Now I'll take the same Catrice powder and set my whole face with a fluffy brush like this. I usually don't set my whole face, but since this is the waterproof one, I want to set it. Just run it all over my face. This is like a key step for a sweatproof makeup. Another star of the show, like the product that has been working really well for me during this extreme heat, is this Dior blush. I know I told you to stick with cream products, but I don't know what's with this particular formula. It stays on my face all day. Like people usually say, I mean, it is the fact that blush fades away the quickest, but this one, I wouldn't say it doesn't fade, but it stays for a very long time and it fades very naturally. So I really love this blush and I have been using it non-stop, and the color is so unique. Like it's a cool tone bright pink. If you see in the pan, it might look very intimidating, like it's so bright, but once you apply, I'll just show it to you, it looks so fresh, so summery, and the formula is amazing. Sorry, the product is Dior Backstage Rosy Glow in the shade 001 pink. You see that subtle cool tone bright pink. So honestly, if I wasn't shooting, I would have stopped my blush here, because if I see it in the mirror, it looks good, but if I see it on the screen, I don't see a lot of color, so I'll build it up, but you don't need to build it up. For eyes, I don't want to do anything crazy because I know I'll melt off everything, so I'll take the same blush and just run it all over my eyelid. Do the same thing under my lower lash line. I'll quickly do my eyebrows. I'll use the Benefit Precisely My Brows and the Benefit 24-hour brow setter and come back. So here comes another key step, that is setting your face with a long-lasting spray. It does work. It's not an advertising or a marketing strategy. Setting spray, a long-lasting setting spray really helps holding the makeup for a long time. And when I started thinking of one setting spray that does everything that I want for a sweatproof makeup, nothing comes to my mind except for this Urban Decay all-nighter. Before doing my lashes and all, I'll just go ahead, set my face with this. I'll take the sponge and very lightly just press it in my skin so that my skin soaks it better. But do it very gently, like don't press it very hard. For eyelash mascara, you can go two ways about it. One, if you're not a fan of waterproof mascara, you can use a tubing mascara, and Thrive Cosmetics tubing mascara, this is the liquid lash extension, is like really good. So if you don't know, a tubing mascara is the one which isn't waterproof at all, because it is a mascara which can be easily removed just with plain water. You don't have to struggle or work really hard to get rid of the mascara. You just apply plain water and it just comes out like very easily. If you use a tubing mascara, the benefit would be that if you sweat, you would not have a raccoon or panda eyes. The mascara will come off very naturally or without making a lot of mess. But if you use a waterproof mascara, it's not going to budge. And I don't have any problem removing a waterproof mascara because I use a makeup oil or makeup remover balm to remove them, and I don't find it a problem. So I'll use a waterproof one. This is like, be it waterproof or not, this has lately been my most favorite mascara. It's the Maybelline Sky High mascara. For that, I'll curl my lashes. This step I never miss. Like, I don't have very long volumizing or lengthening lash, so I never miss curling my lashes. The wand is also like very thin, and if you like using mascara on your lower lashes, this is like the perfect one. Mascara makes a huge difference, like huge, especially if you curl your lashes and then apply mascara. So now I'll take the liquid highlighter and just highlight my inner corners. We are almost done. I am going to again set my face. I know I told you I don't use powders a lot, so I don't use a lot of powder products, but I do set it twice. This makes a huge difference. This will also help blend everything seamlessly. That's pretty much it. Now finally for the lips, the tip here is to use a lip liner. Don't skip a lip liner because they do stay longer than your lipstick, unless you're using a liquid lipstick, which tends to dry up. If I want, I top it up with a lip balm or a gloss or a lipstick also, but lip liner for me is a must. The one I'm using is the NYX Suede matte lip liner in the shade Whipped Caviar. So it's a pinky, mauvey pinky nude color. Make sure to fill in your lips, not just line them, but fill it in if you want them to stay long. That's the lip liner color, and I really like it as is. You can use a lip balm or a lip gloss, but I want to use a lipstick. For that, I'm using the Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Motivate. It's the souffle lipstick, the pink color, really beautiful color. It's not a long-lasting one, but it's very comfortable on lips, and I do carry my lip balm everywhere. And just press it. Basically remove the excess so that it looks more like a stain and stays longer. Another thing here you can do to make your lipstick last longer is take the same powder, take a brush and very lightly just tap it on your lips. This helps stay longer, trust me. Guys, this is the final look. Nothing very fancy. Like, if it is a very humid day, I wouldn't do a lot of fancy stuff, very heavy eye makeup, because all my hard work would just melt off. If my skin wasn't this bad at the moment, I would have definitely skipped even the foundation or the tinted moisturizer that I used. I hope you guys found it helpful. In case you have any other tip for me, please leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me. You have no idea how much this support and love means to me, and since I have just started, it gives me a lot of motivation to come up with more videos. I know I haven't posted for like 2 weeks, and I'm really sorry. I got busy with other stuff. That's not an excuse, but trust me, I will try to be more consistent. Again, I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!